What's up, YouTube? Happy Sunday. I really want to touch on something real quick. And this has been on my mind for a long time, and I know I say that, but I literally have to sit in things before I get on here and do a video because first of all, I want to make sure that it's coming out right, and and that the Holy Spirit is using me in the way that I need to be used. Majority of my life, I fought to look like, to appear to be something that I'm not, or to look like something, or the idea of something, but the older that I'm getting, the more that I'm sitting with self, the more that I'm getting intimate with God, I'm understanding that I'm allowed to be free. And that's free with my thoughts, so I don't think like the masses anymore. My thoughts aren't programmed anymore. And I really think outside of what I see. And so you when you start thinking like that, it really opens up your mind to actually pay attention to what's going on around you. And I believe I'm growing up in a world, especially right now, an era where labeling is everything. And I just don't believe in it anymore. There's many things that I've accomplished. There's many more things that I'm going to accomplish, but that doesn't define me. I'm so much more than those things that I've accomplished. I'm so much more than those titles. And I think when we place titles and labels on us, we have to, now you're forced to appear to be that and maintain those images. And ultimately what it does is it keeps you in bondage and it limits you. And that's what man does. Man wants to limit us. Man doesn't want you to, man don't want you. It's all designed to limit your mind. If we were all out here limitless in our thoughts and really believe that we can, we can manifest anything that we believe, we will all be wealthy. We will all be in positions of power. But see, that's not how the world is. There's positioning in this world, and they need certain people to be in bondage in the mind. And so I don't know who I'm talking to, but don't allow man to put labels on you. And I just spoke on this, and limit you. Don't allow for a label to make you feel inferior or superior. I grew up in a very, very religious family, and Christian. And the older that I'm getting, I'm understanding that this thing is more of a relationship. Religion is one thing. Those are rules. Those are things we abide by. That's man-made. But your spirituality, your relationship, your intimacy with God is how you get to know him, how he really transforms you from the inside on out. But if I would have just stayed with that label and, pretended to have a relationship and just looked like what the label said, I wouldn't have never got this intimate with God. And I look at being told that I had to be married at a certain age, and so I forced myself in situations, and I stayed in situations to try to attain this label as a wife. And I am now 34 years old, and I'm looking at my life, and I'm like, wow, I don't know if that's what I want for me personally, But in the same token, it just has to be what works for me and my spouse and my partner, and whoever that is, God has ordained divinely. And you got to be confident in that, but these things, these labels that we allow people to put on us, and if we don't have this a certain degree, if we're not the best at what we do, if we don't have that MVP in front of us, valedictorian, if we don't have these things that as a child that is basically as a child that is put inside of you purposely. You know, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to be the best. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a wife or a husband. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a mother. There's nothing wrong with none of those things. But what happens is that you feel like that's all that you have to give. And so now you're in bondage to these labels. Now you're in bondage to these things when you don't even have to put yourself in that position. Man has really put us in a position where we think that if we don't have a certain label, that we are not of significant superiority. And if we don't have any significance of that label, then that means that, you know, we're not important. That means that and that means that we don't bring anything to the table. But I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. I'm here to tell you that chase your fullest potential. I'm here to tell you to create your own narrative. I'm here to tell you that, you know, this up here, your mind can manifest anything. And ultimately, whatever route you choose in life, that's up to you. Success is up to you. Success is literally what you make it. If you feel that as an individual that you are the best at what you do, then you are the best at what you do. Do you hear me? It doesn't matter if there's a certain label or a title in front of it. That's neither here nor there. All you need to do is believe that you're the best at what you do. You know, and I honestly, I really just think that limits us as individuals, that limit us as humans, like from really getting to our fullest potential. We so busy chasing the label and the title that we miss the limitless opportunities to be everything. Do y'all hear me? I want to have so many different hats. Like, you know, I want to play so many different roles in my life. And I don't ever want to feel like that I'm limited because of a certain title and a certain label. So I don't know who I'm talking to, but baby, I don't care if you didn't get MVP or valedictorian. If you got a 3.9 and you was right at and you wanted a 4.0, you still did great. If you didn't get the valedictorian, you still did great. I don't care if you're 35 and you're not a wife yet. You're still beautiful. I just want us to understand that it's okay and that we can continue to chase our fullest potential. So peace, love, and light. God bless.